Have you ever wondered what it would be like to step into a house with a dark and ghostly past? Some houses are more than just old creaky walls and dusty furniture. They hold secrets, whispers, and spirits that refuse to move on. The energy within these walls is thick with residual energy, the kind that gets trapped in the environment, replaying the tragedies of the past over and over again. Today, we're taking you on a terrifying journey to explore 3 chilling ghost stories from haunted houses around the world. But beware, some doors are better left unopened. Our first story takes us to Japan, to the breathtaking Himeji Castle, often called the most haunted castle in the country. This majestic structure, with its elegant curves and towering white walls, has stood for centuries, a silent witness to countless seasons and untold stories. But beneath its beauty lies a heart of darkness, a wellspring of sorrow that has seeped into the very stones of the castle. The legend begins with Okiku, a young servant girl whose life was tragically cut short within these very walls. Okiku, they say, was known for her beauty and grace, qualities that caught the eye of her master, a powerful samurai. But this samurai, consumed by greed and lust for power, was a cruel and heartless man. He coveted Okiku not for her heart, but for her beauty, a possession to be owned and discarded at his whim. One day the samurai devised a wicked plan, a scheme to trap Okiku in his web of manipulation and force her to be his. He accused her of stealing one of his most prized possessions, a priceless plate said to be worth a king's ransom. Okiku, innocent of the crime, pleaded her case, but her words fell on deaf ears. The samurai, his heart cold and unyielding, refused to listen. He had woven his trap carefully, and Okiku, caught in its silken threads, was powerless to escape. In a fit of rage, the samurai sentenced Okiku to death, a punishment far outweighing any alleged crime. He ordered her to be thrown down a well, a deep, dark pit within the castle walls, its depths echoing with the cries of those who had perished there before. The well, now known as Okiku's Well, stands as a chilling reminder of the samurai's cruelty and the tragic fate of the young servant girl. Visitors to Himeji Castle claim they still hear Okiku's cries echoing from the well, a mournful sound that sends shivers down their spines. They say she can be heard counting plates, her voice a low, haunting whisper that seems to rise from the very depths of the earth. 1, 2, 3, she counts, each number a chilling reminder of her suffering, a plea for justice from beyond the grave. Legend has it that Okiku's spirit, unable to find peace, still roams the castle, searching endlessly for the missing plate, the key to breaking her chains and finding release from her torment. Her footsteps echo through the silent corridors, her white robes trailing behind her like a shroud. She is seen most often near the well, her cries growing louder as darkness falls upon the castle. Would you dare visit after dark, knowing her cries might follow you home? Would you be able to stand at the edge of that well, feeling the weight of Okiku's sorrow, hearing her voice whisper your name? Next, we travel to Gloucestershire, England, to the infamous ancient Ram Inn, a house with a history so dark it's rumored to sit on a gateway to hell. This ancient building, with its crooked timbers and uneven floors, seems to sag under the weight of its own sinister past. Every stone, every beam, whispers of the horrors that have unfolded within its walls, of the darkness that has seeped into its very foundation. Built in the 12th century, the inn was constructed on an ancient pagan burial ground, a place where the veil between our world and the next is thin and easily pierced. The energy here is palpable, a heavy, oppressive presence that seems to cling to you like cobwebs. The air is thick with the stench of fear and despair, the lingering residue of centuries of suffering. This house has seen everything from witch trials to satanic rituals, and the spirits here are anything but friendly. They linger in the shadows, their eyes burning with a cold, malevolent light, their voices whispering promises of pain and madness. Guests have reported being touched, scratched, and even held down by unseen forces, their screams echoing through the empty halls. They speak of icy hands that grip their arms, of disembodied voices that whisper threats in their ears. Some have even claimed to have been physically assaulted, their bodies covered in bruises and scratches that defy explanation. One chilling story involves the ghost of a young girl named Rosie, who was reportedly murdered on the property, her innocent life brutally cut short. Rosie's spirit is said to be one of the most active in the house. Her presence felt most strongly in the room where she met her untimely end. Visitors often see her standing in the corner of rooms, her eyes wide and vacant, her small hand outstretched as if seeking comfort. They feel her icy touch on their shoulders, a chill that seems to penetrate their very bones. The ancient Ram Inn is not a place for the faint of heart. It is a place where the veil between our world and the next is thin, where the forces of darkness hold sway. Are you brave enough to stay the night at this sinister inn? Would you be able to sleep with the weight of its history pressing down on you, the feeling of unseen eyes watching your every move? Would you dare to enter Rosie's room knowing that her spirit might be waiting for you? Chapter 3. The Amityville Horror, a legacy of blood and terror. Our final story brings us to the United States, to the infamous Amityville house in New York, a place where evil took root and refused to let go. This seemingly ordinary suburban home, with its white siding and neatly trimmed lawn, holds a darkness within its walls that belies its mundane exterior. It is a place where the line between nightmare and reality blurs, where the echoes of unspeakable horrors still linger in the air. This house became the subject of one of the most terrifying true crime and paranormal cases in history, a case that continues to fascinate and terrify those who dare to delve into its depths. In 1974, Ronald DeFeo Jr., driven by a darkness that defied explanation, committed an act of unimaginable evil within these very walls. He took the lives of his own family, his parents, brothers and sisters, their blood staining the floors and walls of the house. The murders sent shockwaves through the community, leaving an indelible stain on the soul of Amityville. A year later, the Lutz family, unaware of the horrors that had transpired within the house, moved in, hoping to create a new life for themselves. But the house had other plans. The evil that had taken root within its walls, fueled by the bloodshed and suffering, was not finished with its reign of terror. The Lutz family, trapped within its grasp, became the next victims in its twisted game. They fled just 28 days later, their sanity shattered, their lives forever marked by the horrors they had witnessed. They reported green slime oozing from the walls, a substance that defied scientific explanation, its stench turning their stomachs. Voices, filled with rage and despair, screamed at them from the darkness, tormenting them with threats and obscenities. And then there was the demonic pig-like creature, its eyes glowing with malevolent glee, that watched them through the windows, its presence a constant reminder of the evil that surrounded them. While skeptics debate the Lutz family's story, many visitors to the home report feeling a deep, oppressive presence, a sense of dread that seems to emanate from the very walls. They speak of cold spots, sudden drops in temperature that send shivers down their spines, and the feeling of being watched, of unseen eyes following their every move. Some even claim the spirits of the DeFeo family are still trapped inside, forever reliving their horrifying end, their screams echoing through the empty halls. These stories are just a glimpse into the haunted history of our world. Each location, marked by tragedy and loss, stands as a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit, both in life and in death. Do you believe in ghosts, or do you think these tales are just products of overactive imaginations? Either way, one thing's for sure. Some houses hold secrets that are